Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. So I'm jumping the queue a little bit, right? Because yesterday, on the 13th of May, the Office of National Statistics, I know I'm sounding like flipping ITV News, BBC News, whoosh, whoosh, breaking news, right? They released some statistics, okay? Shocking, I know. Bear with me. Concerning employment and stuff like that, comparing employment statistics in April 2025 to the previous year, April 2024. And I found, don't worry, I'm not that geeky. I don't look through all this sort of shenanigans. However, one of the channels that I subscribe to did talk about it. And I was intrigued. I was like, you know what? I'm making myself a coffee and all that kind of jazz. Or let's listen to this while I'm pottering around. And he, and I'll put the link in the, they don't know who the hell we are over here, but I'll put the link in the doobly-doo, as well as a link to this page that I'm going to show you. And they showed this graph, which is on the Office of National Statistics. And this is comparing last year to this year. So at the bottom here, you have health and social work, which is up 87,000. You've got education, teachers and all that kind of stuff, up 30,700. Public administration and defence and social security, that's up 22,577, as an example. And then up here, we've got finance and insurance and transportation and storage and arts and crafts and entertainment and stuff like that. All in the positive. And this is why you're not going to hear it, I don't think, in the news, is because up here, accommodation and food service activities down 106,500 job roles, employees. Wholesale and retail repair of vehicles, that's down 55,600. What is this? Information and communications, so IT, tech support, is down 35,289. And it keeps on going and keeps on going. That's administration and support services, 25,000. Manufacturing, 24,600. Construction is down when they're trying to build how many houses they built? Extra 1.5 million houses. They're down 21,400 construction jobs right now. Professional, scientific and technical, 20,000 minus. Other service activities down 5,400. So basically, the reason why I don't think you're going to hear much about this is primarily the public services. Okay, so the NHS, care homes, education, schools and colleges and all that kind of stuff are all balancing out. Primarily, all the employment down here are being paid by all these people that are losing their jobs up here. Okay. And so I thought it was like, once I saw that graph, and there was many other graphs, and he flapped his face and he did a good job. But I thought to myself, this is something that we need to talk about. This is a subject where I think it's going to go crazy. It didn't feel right. My spiritual hairs started tingling. Is that a thing? I don't think so. It sounded good. Shut up. And so that's why I thought, you know what? Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this shenanigans. So can we have a reading, please, on the weird situation that's going on with employment? How's it going to go? All that jazz. The employment situation for the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative, because unemployment right now, and I saw this on the front page of, let me just scroll up, on the front page of the Office of National Statistics. Let me open that up in a new tab. So I've got, I don't want cookies. Go away. They're never entertaining or yummy. Unemployment rate right now is at 4.5%. That's between January and March. Okay, 16 plus. Okay, so yes. It's not a figure that I've heard on the news recently either. It's just that kind of malarkey. You know what I mean? It's just there's a lot going on And it was all kind of spurred by this video that, like I said, I'll leave a link in the blog, just because it's a nice thing to do. So can we have a situation in the UK employment scenario right now for the greatest good for all concerned? Right. Always be appreciative. Always. Rule number one. Devil. Wow. Worry, concern. Yeah. Feels trapped. Obviously, we all know that the employment side of the Social Security and all that. Social Security, the national insurance, that's it. So I was speaking to an American foreigner, one of my mates earlier about this. I had to translate it. So that's now I'm still thinking about like their foreign English instead of our proper English, you know. But there's definitely something about holding the course, commitment, a lover's card here, conflict, ace of swords, breakthrough. Ooh, interesting. Truth, knowledge, information, clarity, quality of information, like we're talking about here. Oh, I thank you. Should be award winning this, but it ain't. Don't worry about it. So this very much feels like yet another kind of flappy situation until people start talking about it. But like I said, now I'm going to go back, try and go and find the bloody thing. Like I said, it's not going to make headline news because it balances itself out. The employment figures balance each other out. So even though the people who pay for the public sector are going, they're in, the headline news is that, okay, employment is, bobbing along, as it were. It's high, but it's bobbing along. Even though there's no one to pay or less people to pay for the people that they're fudging the numbers with, as it were, fudging the number. You get what I'm saying? They're all important people. Don't get me wrong. All employment is important most of the time, unless you're dealing with an insurance claim. Oh, I don't have to deal with it, but call center. Oh, bloody. So it's one of those situations where it's a build up, but this feels like holding the line, holding the course, keep on going kind of thing. 3 of Wands, reviewing the situation. Hangman, and seeing it from a different point of view. Ooh, Chariot, moving, but it feels like doubling down. That feels like with the Chariot card there. King of Swords, authority figure, like a Martin Lewis kind of calling it out, kind of energy about that. It feels like a particular person seeing what's happened and is like, you can't do this. It's a tax on job growth, and all that jazz. Universe, infinite growth, infinite possibilities, infinite. So many opportunities, possibilities, options, different things could happen here. Hawk Lady, 9 of Pentacles. So it's going to kind of work itself out in some respects. But it's interesting to me that at the moment, obviously, because of certain things, obviously, I think, to be honest with you, the timing of speeches about immigration and all that kind of jazz is very well timed, as if they knew yesterday or today, as I'm recording it, the 13th of May, the statistics were going to be launched by the, Office of National Statistics. And it was, rumours were like, these aren't going to be good. And so being distracted by, there's 100, what was it? What was the statistic that was repeated constantly recently about immigration and stuff? There's like 130,000 roughly carers vacancies at the moment. We can't find, that kind of thing. Well, if you look at the statistics, There's a lot of vacancies in many, many, many other places as well. Overarching energy, 2 of Cups. This feels more like, instead of a partnership or clubbing together, this feels at least kind of seeing things eye to eye. It doesn't feel quite of a clubbing together as such. Underlying energy, the worry. There's definitely worry, concern, because obviously the less people working, the less taxes going in. How are you going to, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a snowball effect. But it feels like pig ignorance up here. Pig ignorance. I'm very concerned about this devil card. It keeps staring me out. So I'm going to get the dinky deck out very quickly before we go on to the next level and find out more information and stuff like that. Yeah, it feels really kind of dodgy. Technical term again. Stop me with these technical terms. It's just a word salad of shenanigans. Let's have a look here. The devil card, please. Come and clarify the devil card, please. Thank you. So I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief and all that kind of stuff. What you been up to? Anything good? Pop it down in the comments down below. It would be nice. Just to have a catch up and see what's going on with people. While you're down in that general direction, while I'm shuffling along, is please, if you're new here and you like the way I do things, then please subscribe, dingling the bell. Also, please remember that's where you can, down in that area, you can find the like button, thummy. It'd be gorgeous. It generally helps out the channel so much. And it's, very kind of you for everybody does that. Hundreds of each video. It's beautiful. Thank you so much indeed for everyone doing that. And yeah, comment down below is where you can suggest future readings as well. 7 of Pentacles, reviewing the situation. 4 of Swords, fan and certain brown stuff is hitting together in a visc. Is that technical term? I don't know. It's just noise from my face at this point. Visc, violent, whipping of frenzy. Tower card, sleepless nights. It feels like all of a sudden. Yeah, they knew these statistics were coming. They definitely knew, and it ain't good. Well, Rachel Reeves is an economist, as we keep getting told. So she must know what she's talking about with her Lego hair. I'm sure it makes perfect sense. She doesn't. I still can't. The last time I mentioned her and stuff like that, and what she looked like, what was it? She looked like an extra member in the Wallace and Gromit kind of world, like an Aardman animation. I can't stop seeing her anything other than that now. Kind of going around. Where's the cheese, Gromit? You've got to do your fingers like, where's the cheese? This Ace of Swords over here, this clarity, this truth, knowledge, information coming in. I need to find out what this is as well. I do like the fact that we do end up with Hawk Lady, the 9 of Pentacles. I like the fact that it's kind of, it almost feels like I know it's the more 9 of Cups kind of energy, but it does kind of like wish fulfillment, kind of manifesting kind of energy. It does feel kind of things kind of happen, as it were. So Ace of Swords, please. Can we clarify the Ace of Swords, please? Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Ace of Swords, please. Can we clarify the Ace of Swords, please? Oh, wow. Chariot in reverse. Interesting. Because previously the Chariot down here feels more like doubling down on what's going on. But we can't go that way, lads. Kind of energy. Oh, 4 of Wands, 11 card, make a wish, overarching energy. Happy home, celebrations. We've got the Lovers underneath as well, so recommitment into a different way. So we've got the Star card, divinely guided. It's being nudged from up high. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, definitely not balanced. Don't know, got to make a decision, but don't know what to do. 6 of Cups. Ooh, Doesn't feel like they're going to go backwards, though. This is weird. That's Six of Cups in reverse. We've got the Magician here manifesting something new, kind of recommitting to other things. But it does feel as if the Six of Cups... This outbalanced... It feels as if there's another... It's almost as if they don't want, as we've already read before, kind of like a fallback on the, or recommitting to the winter fuel stuff that's come out in the reading that we did this week. The PIP situation is going to be kind of sorted itself out as well. So it feels as if they've got to pay for it in other ways. Not sending so much money abroad would be a good start, you know what I mean? But, my humble opinion, I always remember that I always see it as, and most of spirituality, in fact, sees it as you've got to fill your cup first, and then what overflows is what you can share with other people. Yeah. In the sense of, not in a selfish way, but if you see it as a kind of like pay yourself first, and then whatever overflows, you can be generous there. It's that kind of mentality. Not having to spend money on Ukraine would be another good start. But anyway, that's just me. You may have other ideas. But with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse, very much feels like we ain't going back to this kind of equality in the paying of the national insurance. They can't be seen to be U-turning on that. But it feels as if there's definitely, they don't know which way to go. They can't go the same way, but they're doubling down here. They're seeing it from a different point of view, but they can't, it's kind of saving face energy, but they're panicking. They've obliterated growth in any which way possible. And it's kind of a death spiral right now. So let's find out more information. Let's use the prediction deck here. Prediction deck. We only get 5 cards out of this, but this is. I like the fact with the Four of Wands here is kind of it will come to kind of a reasonable agreement, and employment will increase again. There will be a good incentive, as it were, for people to start employing people again, which is great. However, it's not the same way as it previously was for some stupid reason, or they can't show like they're falling back. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing where it's just like they're playing politics instead of doing the right thing. It's ridiculous. It feels weird. Point scoring, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Let's have a look here. All right, these feel better now. Okay. So, holding power. Exactly what I was like. They've got to keep face. They've got to be shown they know exactly what they're doing, even though behind the scenes they're like, what do we do? A WTF, kind of like, lies and deception. Yeah. Disclosure, we've got that information, we're seeing it, we're feeling it. The 4.5% unemployed. You can't really hide that, isn't it? It's on the front page, for goodness sake, of the Office of National Statistics. It's quite a big number. Employment, is that how many people? I've just realised the missing kind of bit. So if employment rate is 75%, I suppose they're missing. Oh, there's 2 things they're missing, isn't it? Studying, I suppose, disability, and then unemployment. Yeah, okay. So they're missing 2 statistics in this bit here. Yeah, this is a lie. Hello. Look at us being clever. But the population, yeah, it's quite squeaky. And that's only mid-year estimate 2023. they're a bit late there, lads. Come on, what's going on? Keep up, people. So yeah, so the disclosure here is statistics, people realizing not enough people were actually covering jobs and stuff like that. Obviously, it's so much more expensive, especially this is the first month, really, because you're always a month behind, that it costs, for like 18 to 20 odd year olds, it costs 20% more to pay for them now. Their increase in their minimum wage, as well as, rightly or wrongly, whatever, as well as the national insurance contributions. It's quite a big jump. Planned outcome. This is going to go beyond. This is going to be yet another kind of wave of social media kind of bombardment, I think. Overarching energy, support. They're trying to look for support, security cameras, but the data and information is clear to see. They knew what was happening. They knew what was going on, but they did it anyway. It's just like, but obviously she's a trained economist. We know this. She's repeated it many a time. She's even updated it on her LinkedIn, so it must be true. It must be true. Sorry, I found coffee. I haven't done this for a little while. Cheers, my dears, by the way. Cheers. Let me have a slurp. Oh, that is quite nice. And we'll do the outcome now. Let's find out where this is going. Oh, that was a good slurp. I know you're jealous. I know. Outcome of this situation, please. What's going to be happening here with the unemployment and this shenanigans going on? Because this is the other thing, is like, because of the situation, there is no jobs. Because people are obviously getting rid of people because the increase in money and like fund and like cost and all that kind of stuff. So they can't afford to have these people. So they're not employing other people. They're not replacing people. There's just no jobs kind of situation. So, yeah. So it's like I said, it's a death spiral. It's like, and they're all then going to be on the dole, as it were. So which is then going to be the kind of the marry up excuse for then universal credit review, which we were talking about previously, or start talking about it at least. So yeah, let's have a look at this. All done in 10 months. It's impressive. You've got to admit, it is impressive. It's foolish, but it's impressive. How stupid. 5 of Swords. It feels like gloating. It doesn't feel like a hollow victory. This feels more like gloating. Kind of don't look behind the curtain kind of energy. Yeah? Oh, isn't it great? We're doing these wonderful things. And it's like, yay. 3 of Swords. Oh, no, this is going to... Page of Swords. Queen of Wands. Oh, no. This is not looking good. This is really not looking good. It feels as if that, and notice that it's the Queen of Wands again. Yeah, the change of Labour Party leader keeps popping up again and again and again. So gloating, smudging the statistics, pretending it's win, all that kind of stuff. No one's buying it. The 3 of Swords, heartbreak, people's lives are being, screwed over. Page of Swords, that feels like people actively gossiping about the situation. That feels more gossip and sharing of stories, and especially with the social media to hear. Sharing what's happening in the real world that kind of thing. Queen of Cups, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, change of leader. Yeah, keeps coming up in this last week or so. Deceit, betrayal, following their intuition. Knight of Cups, a new offer, this is the rebirth, reborn, similar kind of energies to the rebranding of Labour again under this new leader. We'll do it differently. Success, Seven of Cups. But this does feel like it's going to take a little while. Old guard, new guard. Very much kind of people can see and have been saying for quite some time how bad situation is, and now we're actually seeing it manifest in the real world. Then people are sharing their, like, speaking loudly about, like, similar to the winter fuel and wasp women and farmers and so on and so on and so on. And obviously the post office scandal and all that kind of stuff. Over here is kind of like a new offering, a new change of guard, Labour leaders, all that kind of stuff. Shift around after the pushback. This feels like you and me pushing back to the new Labour, change this. I actually feel like this feels as if, especially with the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups, feels like an emergency kind of budget kind of situation. But this feels as if it's July, August kind of, like, I know they're on summer break and stuff, but this feels as if it gets so bad that hold on, let me get the last one out. I've just got something there. Let me just reviewing the situation. So the success is that it gets fixed, but there's a lot of damage before it can get. Flirting with ideas, flirting with options. King of Cups. Notice that we've got every cup apart from the Queen. So the Queen of Cups over here. We've got the Knight, the King, just an observation. Hold on, let me just see. Is that? No, it's the Six of Swords. Moving on, just calmer shores though, similar to down here. But the flirting with new ideas. This feels as if other options, other ways of funding, that kind of stuff. King of Cups though is solid. Emotionally, kind of like, oh, where do I put that? Put it there. Yeah, this feels as. Oh, why does that keep falling on the floor? I don't know why that keeps doing that. No one touches it. It just falls randomly. It's naughty. This feels as if, okay, several things. Okay, one, it kind of feels as if the last straw energy is a lot of union strikes. And that's what it kind of feels like. And at that point, it's like, how do you expect us to pay? There is unemployment rife through the country. Who is going to pay for you? And you're paying. It's that kind of energy. Unfortunately, that tit for tat kind of put into, instead of looking at eventually everyone will start looking at the leadership changeover and all that jazz. But it's almost as if they kind of purposely, Page of Swords, the Daddy Elon Musk down here, putting public and private against each other, as if somehow each other are doing a disservice to each other, if you get me, which it's not. And then suddenly, but hopefully, cross fingers quite quickly, everyone starts pointing in the right direction. It's you. Hence then the changeover. Let me use the Kipper deck here, because this, it's like when it rains, it pours, isn't it? When it rains, it pours. But there's good outcomes here. We've got victory, success, celebrations here. So, overall, it's going to be hunky-dory. It's just that pinch point, isn't it? Expectation, exactly. Courthouse. Ooh. Lovers again. Keep getting lovers, don't we? It's almost as if, but this keeps feeling like coupling, getting back, like turning the page, new chapter, coupling up, getting back together, that kind of thing. Overarching energy, child, innocence, sweetness, kind of back to kind of like a less tense situation, more kind of playful. Yeah. Underlying energy, false person. Don't we know it? Don't we know it? So this is kind of, I think it's a spiraling situation where like no one's happy and everyone looks towards the one direction, as it were. And Noel is upset about it. That was a One Direction joke. That was very bad. I'm sorry. Even I didn't laugh. But it's... But the damage is done, kind of thing. You know, businesses are closing. No one's employing. And it's like, what are you going to do about it? You know, because you caused it. So let's have a look. Imagination. The sickness of the country and the situation, stubbornness, we know that, don't we? But then it's a ceremony, the kind of the moving through, kind of going from old to new, rite of passage kind of energy, yeah? Overarching energy, taking responsibility, promise, that kind of thing, and kind of reminiscing how it used to be. Fascinating. Fascinating. Okay. So it's a mixed bag, but I feel like the Page of Swords, that's you and me, is very much kind of, we found our voice after years of muttering under our breath kind of energy. It's like, oh, it'll sort itself out. What a bunch of donuts, blah, blah, blah. That kind of energy, right? And now it's enough's enough. You've pushed so far. You've done so many things. You can, like, all sorts of shenanigans going on. You've been left alone for too long, and now everyone's upset. Yeah? It's that kind of energy. So, yeah. Yeah. So I feel as if we're going to leave this here for now, but there is a lot, like the fact that this is going on, the fact that we've started off with this kind of, it feels like heavy kind of energy. I really do feel like the rest of this year is going to be, with this reading, quite tetchy. Very tetchy. And as soon as we can, instead of like I said, private versus public services, as soon as they all start aiming in the right direction, then things will get fixed. So, but I think everybody's already on the same page, as it were, in some respects. All I would say is just be careful, and I mean this in a respectful way. Just be careful if you're in, because I know we've got a lot of contingent people in NHS and care and all that kind of stuff listening and watching these. Beautiful. Hello, lovelies. Just be careful what your union leaders say and what they do. Because I'm getting a little bit of energy of they're going to do things the old ways, which is not where we are right now. Yeah, I can say words. Shut up. It feels as if there's some unions that are just going to like blah 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 like, and it's like, no, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. That's not, kind of putting the public versus private stuff. Like that's kind of the old ways of doing it. You see what I'm saying? As a countermeasure back to it. And so, yeah, I just don't go down that slippery slope. Both are equally being screwed over. And as soon as you're as soon as that is the conversation, then there's, and focusing the upset towards the right place and the right people, then that's where it could be going. You know what I mean? It's that this us and them thing is not going to win this. Anyway, I'll leave this here for now. So if you enjoyed this, please tell me a like, as always. And remember to subscribe, dingling the bell, blah, 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 stuff like that. You know that 70 people this week have done that. So thank you very much. Welcome. Welcome to the subscription. Thank you for subscribing. That's lovely. 70. I know, that's lovely. There must be nothing else on YouTube, but it must be that. And until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.